Hello everyone. If you haven't finished the two vision videos, please do so before watching this one. Some people have said that the slides with the verbiage are too fast, and I did this intentionally so that you guys would go back and pause those frames and reread them. They are very necessary but too long-winded to be scripted into a presentation, but I make some important points in there, so please take a look at them. This video is designed to be a tutorial and a business overview and is not a presentation, so it's going to be a bit long. So let's just go ahead and get started. We are going to start with a thought. Recently, we read a study in which it is estimated that an average person checks their phone every 6 minutes while they are awake. Mobile devices have gone from tools designed to make life easier to an almost narcotic-like addiction that controls our lives. But here is the worst part. The study went on to say that this addiction has ended up costing the U.S. billions in lost productivity when multiplied by the hours lost by the average person per year. So that got us thinking. If everyone's going to check their status often, why shouldn't they be checking their account balance? Most people wouldn't dare check their bank balance because, quite frankly, it might be a subject that depresses them in this current economy. Furthermore, bank websites are just pretty much quite a boring place to be. But at Toybox, we see things a little bit differently. Wouldn't it be more beneficial to the economy and boost our ego more when you see your account balance rising because someone is raving about your great product and telling their friends to download it as well? Wouldn't that make a comment you receive much more real and deserving? I gotta tell you, if I had to choose between a thumbs up and a purchase from someone whose life you actually made a real impact on, I think I'd sleep better at night. And I even would be able to pay the mortgage as well. What a difference a game changer like 3D printing can make. What a difference Toybox potential can provide you. Let's take a look at what we're doing to change the world. This is the opening page. Now you'll notice something about the styling. Toybox is designed to be a fun environment. This is not going to be a place with a cold, empty blue screen with no life. That said, this is an alpha stage mock website to illustrate the concept and the overall future functionality that will be unlocked after successful funding and we hire our software team. With your support, we are going to be able to give this company to the country. Nothing, however, at this point is set in stone, and I'm hoping that the people will email suggestions via our contact address, comment on the Facebook and on our YouTube site, of which I will be posting videos on our progress. Project Toybox has one goal, and that is to get America 3D ready by being the go-to site and the face of the micro-industrial revolution. So we are going to age the site based on where we are in history. We are calling each redesign an era. America is in the worst economic period of inactivity it has seen since the Great Depression. Thus, we're calling our current era the Dark Ages because that was a 1,000-year Great Depression, and we believe that history is repeating itself. Have no fear, however, Toybox is here, and we're going to defeat this thing together. When Toybox is funded, America will have entered the Renaissance period, which was a great period of enlightenment, and there were an explosion of new technologies that society ended up harboring. Although they are extremely humble by today's standards, they set the stage to move on to bigger and better things. So that is the first thing that you will notice. As new technology in the 3D printing emerges, we will enter a new age, and the site will be completely redesigned to reflect that. However, we're taking it one step at a time. I will assume that you already know how to get to this part of the site, which is the video page that we're currently on. So we're going to move over to the business overview. We call this the 3-axis plan, XYZ. Why not ABC? Because ABC is a shopping list. It's not relevant to 3D printing. Thinking ABC when the rest of the world is thinking XYZ is what got us here in the first place. Besides, the point is objects in the real world are now defined this way. And Toybox is not about to change that. Plan X is exactly where we're at right now, the website. The functionality concepts in this site are huge. But what we're doing here is creating the environment for people to get involved and help out with their finances along the way. Without an actual platform, Toybox is nothing more than a great idea, so we're working on making this real and fully operational as soon as possible. Plan Y is all about making people aware of how this movement can be used in their daily lives. No invention is worth anything if it isn't relevant. So this plan is to use Toybox as the vehicle to aid going from 3D printing as the hobbyist and somewhat of a controversial idea to this, hey, I've had this on my mind for a long time now and I want to design and share it kind of mentality. This side is about changing your perspective on things. We want to show that in time, everything your mind can think of can be done very cheaply and effectively and on demand. We just have to show the relevance of it. We'll do this through free quality education on the site, and we have plans to make our own television network to bring about more fun, relevance, hot topics, and expos for people to get involved and start making their own way. We want to see how our heroes end up using these devices, and we want to see how our next door neighbors are using them as well. This is Plan Y. Plan Z is the enabling the invisible hand. What is the invisible hand? Economically speaking, it's the free market at work. Part of the excitement of life is not knowing what's coming next. If we provide the tools and the ability to use the tools, the market will determine what technology is going to do and how it's going to be used. Toybox doesn't dictate this. You and the people involved in your projects will. The best way to accomplish this is to get it into the schools. So Toybox is going to have boots on the ground integrating the system into our educational facilities. Enabling the free market also means that in every public location we're going to design the Toybox terminals, hopefully by next year, by placing them in airports, libraries, and other public locales. What is essential with Plan Z is accessibility. So that's it, the 3-axis plan, XYZ, lights, camera, action. An award-winning environment complete with the tools to get you started, raising awareness by allowing users to show relevance to their lives, and granting the somewhat philanthropic goal of universal accessibility so anyone, anywhere can make their own way immediately. Let's see how Plan X works, the website. The rest of the time we're talking about Plan X, so tune into our Facebook and YouTube channel for updates and questions answered about Plans Y and Z. The first thing you should notice about the homepage is a familiar search engine layout, a sign up and a login, but you'll also notice the big box here. This is where our general advertisements are going to show up. At Toybox, we're making it policy that there will be no outside advertisements on the site. This isn't about other businesses. This is about user-created businesses internally and creating a new economic community. Since at this point we would be in the Renaissance, we'll just call it our kingdom. Right now, there is only one design that shows up, but the remaining squares will consist of user-created designs to be advertised to catch the eye of people browsing for cool stuff. This is a general browsing area that scrolls over time. The user has controls to fast forward, pause, and rewind so that they can check out what all is being offered here. Otherwise, if you're looking for something specific, you can scry for items in the search field. Right now, there is a sample search item available for demonstration. So let's say that we have an account and this sign-in would take you to the normal sign-in form. You would log in right here. This is your individual yield shop, which is your market store front and personal homepage. If you haven't noticed yet, we're big into the coat of arms thing. Why are we into the coat of arms? Well, first, because we're creating your own brand symbol. This is very important because the big guys create their own symbols, and now you're going to be able to do so for yourself as well. Spend some time on them. Make them recognizable. Yes, we're doing this in part because of the Renaissance era, but people are going to have these for the remainder of their businesses on this site. You'll be able to edit your brand symbol, but do so cautiously. Many brand images change very little over time, and when we get to the next era, a new type of brand creator editor will be initiated. When you start on Toybox, it will be important to create your brand image at the time that you start. Since a coat of arms was, in the sense, the first type of brand available, this is what you should create if you're just getting into Toybox now. A coat of arms will show when you started Toybox and be a statement that your business has been around since the beginning or is a product of the era when it started. It also allows you to keep your privacy. We want this page to keep you and others informed as much as possible. So on the scroll is your quick facts. What is my overall average rating? How many sales have I made? What are people saying about the toys I brought into this world? If I choose to do so, do I have any images I would like to share? This is all on the side scroll. Carrier Pigeon is a basic status update where you can post anything you like, but its purpose is to keep your Toybox allies informed on your latest inventions. Below is your ally box. You can bring up your ally inventory and communicate with anyone, whether they be an individual indicated by the I subscript or a guild indicated by the G subscript. An email notification will show up on that person's email box to come to the site and open their message in a bottle. This is to add a second layer of privacy. We want to make it easier than some sites do to find new people who have things in common with you but still remain as private as possible. Search the name you're looking for in the search general keywords. When a designer uploads an item and creates its tag words, this also doubles as a simple way to search for new friends and will be tagged to their accounts based on that uploaded content. Most important is the reason for the name of the site, your toy box. Your top 5 sellers will populate under the lid of the toy box so that others will have a quick reference of your hot items without having to look any further. Note the My Toy Box button. This will not show to other users browsing your page and will only be available when you are logged in on your homepage. Dig in the box. Another user may click on Dig in the Box, however, button to see the entire inventory that you have. Notice that in the box, this inventory includes items that you have uploaded for sale and purchases that you have made and you have elected as viewable to others by browsing your toy box. Your job as a designer is to fill this thing up. Your job as a shopper is to fill this thing up. The boards are not there for decorational purposes. This is the My Toy Box for the account holder's eyes only. In here, you can do everything item related. Edit your toys, advertise image and picture frame because every item will have a picture frame designed to hold it. You can select your item's privacy. Did you make it for everyone, for only you and your allies, or for your eyes only? The original maker's coat of arms or brand image will show up here as well and take you to that person's guild or home page. If the toy was you or your guild's upload, you may choose to gift that toy free of charge. See how many sales and revenue that item is taken in, and of course, most importantly, be able to print the item. To make modifications to an existing item, the fields will automatically populate below to your toy box. The preview is your trash button is equivalent to the same thing, so simply drag and drop the item from your inventory. Now there are 2 options when you upload an item for free or for profit. As the existing model exists, unless backers inform us that we need to do it differently, if a user uploads an item for free, the toy will remain a free download. Free downloads will remain free, however, once decided by the user. Another user cannot download that toy and then upload that toy for profit once the free download stamp is placed on the original owner for that file. A user can download a free file and pull up the free item on their CAD program of choice and modify it in any way that they see fit. But that same user cannot come back onto Toybox and upload the same item for profit. They can only be listed on the item as a modifier, and the item will remain open source. As time goes on, there will be a system in place to analyze a toy to see if that toy is significantly improved or different enough from the original download to be relisted for profit. But for now, this is what the free download is all about. We want to give people an option of giving free items to the world. If a user, on the other hand, selects the for-profit option, the rules are different. We want to design a system where someone can avoid having to go down to the patent office entirely and avoid all the time, fees, and effort related to that process through our site. So we'll be developing what Toybox calls personal encryption. This feature automatically comes into play when the designer selects the for-profit option. Essentially what happens is the toy becomes what we are coining a print-only file. That is not viewable nor modifiable by the user who downloaded that item. The customer may only be able to select print on that object and not be able to see the code or design that went into making that product. However, once the user has paid for the toy, they may print as many as they like, and that file is stored on the site for the user. The print-only file is considered a license to print for that user from then on. In both situations, we want to make it clear that we do not own your designs, unlike some of the other sites do. This is your personal intellectual property. We are just creating the market here for you to take advantage of. The last thing of note is that there is another user-created scrolling banner on the bottom. These are personally catered to you. Based on what you have in your toy box and your purchases, toy tags will be used to determine which user advertisements you should be receiving. The same rules apply here. You can pause, rewind, or fast forward these advertisements. This is a real fun way to look for new toys to fulfill your needs and share items you have found and downloaded with your allies if you so choose. Let's take a look on how you would find a new toy. This is a template of how a scrying session will look. We want it to be simple and efficient and sortable. A famous individual during that era should also help you search the archives and help you find what you're looking for. The image will take you to an item page, and the designer will take you to the designer's home page. Note that scrying is also an important way to search for items you may be designing. If you find a design that you have thought of, this is not a reason to be discouraged whatsoever. If anything, it should be an indicator that you are on the right track because there is an existing demand there and you should develop your toy even more. Scrying for items helps you gauge the demand for your product, helps you approximate how much you should charge for it, and see how you can make your product different from another. The goal here is to find a market of buyers that suit their needs. Check review comments to find what one product does well and where it might be lacking, and bingo, there's your free market opportunity. Remember that pricing is important. You shouldn't price your toys cheaper than someone else simply to outsell somebody. This isn't Amazon or eBay where you would be selling a product that is identical to something else. These are individually designed products, and if your design fills a need that is reasonably priced to what someone else has done as a comparison, you will make sales eventually. Remember, it is free to add as many designs as you want to your own toy box that others can see. Maybe someone will tell you how much they would buy your design for. Instant free market feedback. Well, we all know what you're waiting for, so let's click on the item itself. So this is the page outline of what a toy download will look like. Up top you have an item rating and number of toy boxes it has filled so far. At the right takes you to the designer's page so you can see what other toys they have designed. The advertised image appears above the toy's description as well as designer uploaded images. Notify Allies lets you share the toy's page on your Allies carrier pigeon feeds. View and leave reviews on the item, and of course add the item instantly to your toy box. The most awesome feature here, however, is something that people could have only imagined in their dreams. Because we all are about our user-created advertisements, you can now upload and produce your own toy commercials. Make them serious, make them ridiculous, give your customer a reason to purchase the item, and show how your item fulfills their needs. We have an example if you want to click the play button here. Let's just say that you want to download this toy. We will have a lot of methods to easily make a purchase. Our backers will use the Pay with Toybox option to make their first purchases. We also have the Instant Teleport option, which is a setting that can be managed based on your favorite way to pay. Once you pay for a toy, it instantly shows up inside your toy box. We've been getting to it, the footer bar, so we're going to start and go clockwise. We want users to be able to see their performance in real time, and part of improving their performance and getting the best user experience is market segmentation. A lot of us have heard about finding a niche, and at Toybox we're taking out the guesswork for you automatically. What better way to find out what you are good at and who you need to be selling than to be able to pull it up directly from the source yourself? We want to see some variables which are going to get us the best quality of information about your customers. At Toybox, we're going to hire the best data scientists in the world to eventually help us build the most effective models to get you this information that would have only been available to the largest Fortune 500 companies, completely free of charge. The country map is essentially a giant heat map that will show you where the concentration of your markets reside. Let's spend a few minutes talking about how we're going to find that niche. This is another function whose capabilities will grow with the website. This being said, the rules for advertisements are very simplistic. You will select a toy that you want to show up scrolling on the home page and on individual pages and choose a duration. Each toy will get equal show time out of a pool of toys on the general home page. Your advertisement will also scroll on individual home pages, so it is important to choose the item tag words carefully because they will display to that target audience more frequently than on the home page, which is for the general advertisements. This way you are advertising to the general audience and to your niche at the same time as part of the advertising fee. Eventually, we will hire on those data scientists, mathematicians, actuaries, economists, and analysts to develop algorithms for a fully customizable fair advertising system. This system in the near future will allow us to book an advertisement via a free market auction type platform similar to booking a flight or choosing insurance coverage. A user will be able to choose exact duration, time of day, number of times an advertisement is shown as examples, and a fair price quote will be generated immediately. We'll move on now to how the account system works. This is the page we want you to be looking at every 6 minutes. This is the reason that someone would choose to have a job on our site versus sitting on CareerBuilder or Monster and sending out 150 resumes a day trying to find something that really isn't very promising. If people get as excited about creating as they do about networking, then something magical is going to happen. That is, people will start enjoying what they do and worrying less. That is the very reason that Toybox was started. From the account page, you can check your current balance, make deposits to run advertising campaigns or to start a guild, make withdrawals to pay their bills, and do anything that has to do with the monetary and personal side of Toybox. Building a guild is very simple. Again, it is important to make sure that your tags are set so that your guild is easy to find and that your guild coat of arms is very memorable and instantly recognizable. This is where your messages will be displayed when you email someone. This way, we can keep people's email addresses private information. All that will show up in your personal email box is a notification to come onto Toybox and check your mail. We're going to have a simple app, updated from this one when we do our gargantuous midnight launch, that will have a simple template to design your coat of arms on site. You will also be able to drag and drop an image file into this editor if you want to use your own editing software. We just want to give you this option to do it on site. Read carefully here because we want to protect our customers as much as possible and be law-abiding without alienating anyone from the user's 3D printing experience on our site. We will make it as little cumbersome as possible for a user to view objectionable content who is legally able to do so. But we have to put these measures in place as well as a monitoring system to make sure that possible inappropriate content isn't placed in incorrect areas. Carrier pigeon can also be set so that only allies can see your post and only allies can post on your scroll. This can be used optionally as well if you would like to show yourself for networking purposes. Maybe you're looking for a relationship in which both of you can make models of otters wearing purple spacesuits. We want to provide a comfortable atmosphere for mingling and wish you luck in your marriage. Toybox does not offer chaplain services at this time, so I was very sorry. This really isn't necessary to talk about. Just note that fields will automatically populate and be instantly updated. So you see at the bottom is an allowance account. This account is by no means a license for child labor, so please breathe a sigh of relief. This account is a savings account. Since we want kids learning how to make with 3D printers at school, we didn't want that experience to end there, and we also want to try something different that nobody has really ever done before and give kids the ability to start making things to sell on the site. A parent or guardian who wants to teach their kids business and how to earn now sounds like a pretty good idea since 3D printing is going to be everywhere by the time that they graduate. We want them to be saving towards their future, so a parent will be able to select how much of their earnings will go into this fund and how much reward they can use on the site only. No child earnings can be withdrawn by a parent without a 20% penalty, and this is designed to be used for emergency purposes only, like medical bills, etc. They must be either saved into an account or used in the form of Toybucks. When the child turns 18, they will be granted control of those funds and will be considered a normal adult account. We want to teach kids the important lessons they may not be learning in traditional education and give them the ability to really learn business and responsibility at a young age. This is important for the American future. As an aside, it will probably be humorous to see kids going to school and talking about what they made and how much, they earned in their Toybox account versus talking about the latest Xbox game. There is a place that we want people to do most of the talking, however. Most forums provide some help if you search hard enough. We want to make our forum experience to be the go-to place to learn and ask questions. General is designed to be a good place to start and learn the lingo of the 3D business and community. Talk about anything 3D related. Help someone who has no idea where to start. And be a good overall citizen. It will grow the industry. There will be a special login prompt when the site is live to access the ability to post on the school forum. It will be heavily monitored for inappropriate content or material not conducive to grade school education. The only users authorized to post here are registered grade school teachers, Toybox teachers, and grade school students. The public does have access, however, to view the car designed by students project and view it as live as it is being worked on, and they will be able to view a list of schools enrolled in the program. Each school will have 1 week to work on the car before being passed on to the next participating school. When the last school has worked on the project, the finalized car prototype will be sent to a car manufacturer of the Toybox community's choice. We want to prove that young students without a formal education can utilize the tools to do professional work. When we illustrate this point, we hope that more people can see the user-friendliness of the concept, feel empowered, and join this period of enlightenment. Though this page may be confusing, we want you to browse through the current manufacturers and read the forums to see which one best fits your needs. This one is our example for demonstration purposes. The banner at the top will take you to the company's website. Below are the forums pertaining to the questions and answers people post in the machines that Cubify puts out. This is a great resource to help our manufacturing community as well, because they are the current workhorses that have enabled the movement to take place. The last forum is an important free tool to hardware manufacturers. We are providing user-created comments to help improve your product absolutely free from our Toybox community. This is a gesture that we hope will welcome us into the 3D world, and we are happy to do it. This is the same idea here as the hardware-specific forums. What good does the hardware do if there's no software-created designs to print? This forum helps 3D software developer companies the same way we help our hardware manufacturing community. One more thing to note. Both the hardware and software forums will be researched by the Toybox educators. We'll be generating a lot of our official free training videos out of these two venues, so keep up the good questions. This is a simple place for people to post any information about themselves that guilds can browse through. Guilds looking for new members with desirable skills should come here. Also, guilds can post what they are looking for and ask individual users to apply. This is a free forum that is segmented by date, similar to Craigslist for sale ads. It is a good place to start if you do not have a lot of cash to launch a full campaign. This is like going to online college for free. A user can come here to view approved user-generated lessons and official Toybox lessons. User-generated lessons will have incentives and cool possible free stuff for taking the time to benefit the users. And finally, we get to the good stuff. Toybox guilds are designed to be the first 3D developer companies. Another way to look at guilds is that they are the ultimate multiplayer experience because you get paid based on how well you work together as a team. The first thing you'll notice is the layout is different from the individual homepage. We want the message board to be larger to place the emphasis on communication. After all, you have more than one mind at work. If you'll notice our logo, this is the official Toybox coat of arms. There's a lot of symbolism at work here, which is up for the individual to interpret, but we have our original backer sticker from our Kickstarter campaign. This will forever be listed on the Guild's main page for helping launch Toybox and being with us since the beginning. Wear it proudly. You were the first to see the 3D movement for what it was going to be. The rest of the functionality here works the same. A user can only belong to one maker guild and one shopping guild at a time and must quit or be exiled from a guild before trying to enroll in another guild. We have only developed the maker guilds at the time of this recording. The next thing you should notice is the leveling system at the bottom. This is a list of all the current benefits available to achieve on Toybox at this current time. The green text indicates the highest level achieved by the guild. Everything above the green is in effect for the guild members currently. No, this image does not illustrate being in a cult. Everything in a guild is done by a 2/3 simple majority. Every member has one single vote. Once 2/3 of the members have voted in favor of something, the action is instantly processed. Please note that when a member votes something, it is recorded and cannot be taken back, so make sure that you have made your final decision. You'll be prompted again to make sure that you have not clicked a button in error. In management, this is the basic HR department. You can elect to hire and fire and resign. There isn't a boss per se because having a central player would open a can of worms at the present. If the Toybox community requests having a boss, then please submit this request from the contact page. And in your email, please be very specific on why it is necessary to have a boss and how the profit sharing allocation would be determined. We will entertain good ideas. Guild advertising is the same as running individual advertisements. The only difference is how it will be financed. Rather than having everyone pitch in the advertising fee up front and wrestling with that, we allow the guild to choose a toy that they want to advertise, and an automatic advertising fee will be subtracted from the gross sales and their distribution of profit sharing as partners. Since there is no upfront cost, this is one of the benefits of being in a guild. The downside is the fee is 5% for a starting guild, which lowers the 70% kickback for guild members to 65% of gross sales. As your guild level raises, however, you will be able to unlock the ability to lessen the advertising burden, eventually getting back to 70%, which in a sense means that your advertising for your guild is free. This is an incredible benefit for good performance, benefiting others with your quality designs. This utilizes the same set of statistics, just catered for the guild and not for your individual homepage. Multi-box is where the guild magic happens. You will have your own username and password generated to log in to Multi-box that is different from your personal username and password. This is to add another level of security to your guild. The first thing that the guild will do when it starts is create its first product. This page simulates that the guild has already started on a project. A guild can only work on one project at a time, and there will be a start date and a targeted product launch date, which your guild will have to announce before the project can start. The guild cannot launch a product early, and the night before the product launch date, there will be a final product vote. Whichever finalized design has the greatest number of votes will be the product that the guild adopts, and it will be available for sale and promotion the day of the launch. Any guild member may suggest an edit to the new toy being developed at any time. The area below that are guild member upload concept designs that may be downloaded and worked on by other guild members and re-uploaded as the second and third and so forth contributions. The original contribution design will be paired with the original designer's coat of arms. This system was implemented so that guild members can view how each member is contributing to the final design, and if someone isn't contributing quality work, you may vote to exile them from the guild. Below that, the multi-chat box will be a live feed. Guild members may send each other personal messages, but this is the fastest way to communicate while working on a design. Eventually, we plan to have a shared screen image where multiple guild members can work on an object on a maximized screen in a shared CAD program with a live general chat. Below chat, you can vote to abandon a project if your heart just isn't in it. Since all voting is completely anonymous, you will not be pressured when voting down a project. However, before you make this decision, remember that the guild has already announced a release date to your customers, so if the project is scrapped, it may be a negative PR impact on your guild. New project suggestions are a place to record future ideas you would like the guild to work on after your current project is completed. It is a journal of thoughts. We made it accessible quickly so a thought won't have a chance to escape your mind, which can be quite frustrating. So this concludes the overview of the site and the basic functionality of Plan X, which was how we have added value to the 3D community and how we built the market environment. We feel that many hardware manufacturers out there have given this a shot, but the maker movement and 3D printing industry is young still, and it's quite an amount to bear for a hardware manufacturer to build its own market along with working on its own hardware. That is where Toybox can come in and help those hardware manufacturers. Please remember to check your YouTube channel for updates from me. Ask questions about plans Y and Z. Shoot us an email and I will answer questions as they come in and start building our FAQ. Thank you so much for allowing us to serve this exciting new movement. It truly is a no-brainer that this is the future and a way out of our current economic slump. We look forward to hearing from you.